Good morning everybody, and once again welcome back to the channel. In today's video I would love to show you how you can use a Trino Iceberg Compaction for S3 tables. By the way, S3 table is a complete managed solution for Iceberg. Now in scenarios, as you know, right, in a managed Iceberg solution the compaction is taken care by AWS, which will usually run on a schedule or a cadence which user do not have control on. Now, in scenarios where you would like to run it more often, right? Or in scenarios where you're ingesting streaming data, you might want to basically run the compaction more often. In those scenarios, this is a perfect example. S3 tables gives you the flexibility to disable the compaction if needed and run your own compaction. It could be Spark based compaction or Trino based compaction. In this video, I would love to show you how you can use Trino running locally on your Docker container and do a compaction. So if you're excited and if you want to learn, let's get started with the video. All right. As usual, you will see a Medium blog and all the code snippets is available on my Medium blog. So again, if you want to dive deeper into this, I recommend you read this particular blog post. All right, so Saumil, all right, show me what do we need to do? All right, so the complete Docker container stack is there locally, right? So the first thing that we would need to do, I just want to open up the Iceberg configuration quickly. Yeah, this is the Trino Iceberg property file that we're gonna be using. So the connector name is gonna be Iceberg. We're gonna be using REST. The catalog URI would be https glue dot the region that you're working. I'm working in US East 1 .amazon aws.com/iceberg. This is going to be the warehouse. That's the account number followed by the catalog and then the bucket name. Okay, easy. After that, what else? Yeah, you would put your AWS access secret key over here. Once you're done that, again, in this particular video, I have a guide on how you can get started with Trino and Docker local. So assuming that you have configured that, right? I have already went ahead and configured my Trino, right? Now what we'll do is, again, you can create a sample table. I'm going to insert some data into this particular table. So let's do that. So I'm on my Docker. And again, this is inserting data into the S3 tables. I'm doing this from my local Docker container. So just an FI. Here you can see, right? And if I probably go to localhost, I believe 8080 for Trino. 8080, yeah, 8080. Here you can see if I probably, here you can see that insert command, right? So I was able to insert that data into S3 tables. Now I'm inserting some more data, right? So basically I'm gonna go here, execute that. Oops, I think I did not copy this correctly. So I'm gonna copy this once again. Okay, so I'm inserting some more data into the S3 tables. If I probably can go to my S3 tables here. So if I go to Athena quickly, I should be able to see that, right? If I select the drop down, if I select the S3 table bucket, and here you can see that order table, right? And I'm inserting data via my Docker container, right? So you can do that. Now I'm gonna update some data over here. Just doing some insert, update, and delete so that I have some lot of files created, right? So now I'm doing some updates via my Docker container on S3 tables, right? I'm gonna do some more updates after this, right? So I'm gonna do that, okay? And then let's do one more insert and then we can see the compaction. So let's do that. Hopefully the font size are visible, right? Okay, this is good enough, right? So now before we run the compaction, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see the total number of files over here. So I'm gonna execute the command. So this will tell me the total files that I have, total size in megabytes, average file size in megabytes, minimum file size and maximum file size. Okay, so let me run this command. So this will just tell us like, okay, how many files we have, right? So let's see, query finish split 14. Let's see. So here, if you can see this, I know it's a little tiny there. So I have about 6 files, right? I have about 6 files. Now let's run the compactor locally, right? So now you can run the command with the following statement: alter table iceberg.s3 table catalog.orders. So usually it's the your Iceberg property, the Trino property file that you added, right? The catalog name and then the table name. So I'm going to execute this. And once I execute and when I again run this command, the total number of files should reduce in theory. That's what we are expecting, right? So let me actually copy this a little better. Okay, so here you can see now it is executing, right? Okay, cool, that's running. So that's done. Now, if I run the same command again, the total number of files should be less, because in theory we compacted these files, right? So if I again go and run this, hopefully, and here you can see clearly, right? It's 1 now, right? So out of 6 files we had before, we ran the compactor using Trino, and that's completely possible, right? So coming back to my blog quickly, let's see if I have it somewhere. Yeah. All right, so to disable the compaction on the S3 tables, you can use the following CLI command, right? So AWS S3 table put table maintenance configuration, and in the value section, you can just say disabled. So this will basically disable the compaction. And now you can run the compaction by yourself, right? You can use Spark based compaction, or you can use Trino based compaction, or whatever you like in general. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any other questions, let me know. Until then, keep smiling, keep programming, and I'll see you in the next video.